The Voyage of Bran, son of Febail, and his expedition. 'Twas 50 quatrains the woman from unknown lands sang on the floor of the house, to Bran, son of Febail, when the royal house was full of kings who knew not whence the woman had come, since the ramparts were closed. This is the beginning of the story. One day, in the neighborhood of his stronghold, Bran went about alone, when he heard music behind him. As often as he looked back, 'twas still behind him the music was. At last he fell asleep at the music, such was its sweetness. When he awoke from his sleep, he saw close by him a branch of silver, with white blossoms, nor was it easy to distinguish its bloom from that branch. Then Bran took the branch in his hand to his royal house. When the hosts were in the royal house, they saw a strange woman in strange raiment on the floor of the house. 'Twas then she sang the 50 quatrains to Bran, while the host heard her, and all beheld the woman. And she said, "A branch of the apple tree from heaven I bring, like those one knows. Twigs of white silver are on it, crystal browse with blossoms. There is a distant isle around which sea-horses glisten, a fair course against the white swelling surge. 4 feet uphold it. A delight of the eyes, a glorious range is the plain on which the hosts hold games. Coracle contends against chariot in southern Macfendagat. Feet of white bronze under it, glittering through beautiful ages. Lovely land throughout the world's age, on which the many blossoms drop. An ancient tree there is, with blossoms, on which birds call to the hours. 'Tis in harmony it is their wont to call together every hour. Splendors of every color glisten throughout the gentle-voiced plains. Joy is known, ranked around music, in southern Mag Agatnel. Unknown is wailing or treachery in the familiar, cultivated land. There is nothing rough or harsh, but sweet music striking on the ear. Without grief, without sorrow, without death, without any sickness, without debility, that is the sign of Evan. Uncommon is an equal marvel. A beauty of a wondrous land, whose aspects are lovely, whose view is a fair country, incomparable is its haze. Then if Ercthech is seen, on which dragon stones and crystals drop, the sea washes the wave against the land, hair of crystal drops from its mane. Wealth, treasures of every hue are in Kuno, a beauty of freshness, listening to sweet music, drinking the best of wine. Golden chariots in Magrain, rising with the tide to the sun. Chariots of silver in Magmon, and of bronze without blemish. Yellow golden steeds are on the sward there, other steeds with crimson hue, others with wool upon their backs, of the hue of heaven, all blue. At sunrise there will come a fair man, illumining level lands. He rides upon the fair, sea-washed plain. He stirs the ocean till it is blood. A host will come across the clear sea to the land they show their rowing. Then they row to the conspicuous stone from which arise 100 strains. It sings a strain unto the host. Through long ages it is not sad, its music swells with choruses of hundreds. They look for neither death nor decay. Many-shaped Ebna by the sea, whether it be near, whether it be far, in which are many thousands of motley women, which the clear sea encircles. If he has heard the voice of the music, the chorus of the little birds from Imhuan, a small band of women will come from a height to the plain of sport in which he is. There will come happiness with health to the land against which laughter peals. Into Imhuan at every season will come everlasting joy. It is a day of lasting weather that showers silver on the lands, a pure white cliff on the range of the sea, which from the sun receives its heat. The host race along Magmon, a beautiful game, not feeble, in the variegated land over a mass of beauty. They look for neither decay nor death. Listening to music at night, and going into Ildaha, a variegated land, splendor on a diadem of beauty, whence the white cloud glistens. There are thrice 50 distant isles in the ocean to the west of us. Larger than Erin twice is each of them, or thrice. A great bird will come after ages that will not be in a lofty place. The son of a woman whose mate will not be known. He will seize the rule of the many thousands. A rule without beginning, without end. He has created the world so that it is perfect, whose are the earth and sea. Woe to him that shall be under his unwill. 'Tis he that made the heavens, happy he that has a white heart. He will purify hosts under pure water. 'Tis he that will heal your sicknesses. Not to all of you is my speech, though its great marvel has been made known. Let Bran hear from the crowd of the world what of wisdom has been told to him. Do not fall on a bed of sloth. Let not thy intoxication overcome thee. Begin a voyage across the clear sea, if perchance thou mayst reach the land of women. Thereupon the woman went from them, while they knew not whither she went, and she took her branch with her. The branch sprang from Bran's hand into the hand of the woman, nor was there strength in Bran's hand to hold the branch. Then on the morrow Bran went upon the sea. The number of his men was 3 companies of 9. One of his foster brothers and mates was set over each of the 3 companies of 9. When he had been at sea 2 days and 2 nights, he saw a man in a chariot coming towards him over the sea. That man also sang 30 other quatrains to him, and made himself known to him, and said that he was Manannan, son of Lir, and said that it was upon him to go to Ireland after long ages, and that a son would be born to him, even Mungan, son of Fiachna. That was the name which would be upon him. So he sang these 30 quatrains to him. Bran deems it a marvelous beauty in his coracle across the clear sea, while to me, in my chariot from afar, it is a flowery plain on which he rides about. What is a clear sea for the proud skiff in which Bran is? That is a happy plain, with profusion of flowers to me from the chariot of 2 wheels. Bran sees the number of waves beating across the clear sea. I myself see in Magmon red-headed flowers without fault. Seahorses glisten in summer as far as Bran has stretched his glance. Rivers pour forth a stream of honey in the land of Mananan Maclear. The sheen of the main on which thou art, the white hue of the sea on which thou rowest about, yellow and azure are spread out. It is land, and is not rough. Speckled salmon leap from the womb of thy white sea on which thou lookest. They are calves, they are colored lambs, with friendliness without mutual slaughter. Lo, one chariot rider is seen in Magmel of many flowers. There are many steeds on its surface, though them thou seest not. The size of the plain, the number of the host, colors glisten with pure glory. A fair stream of silver, cloths of gold, afford a welcome with all abundance. A beautiful game, most delightful they play, sitting at the luxurious wine. Men and gentle women under a bush, without sin, without crime. Along the top of a wood has swum thy coracle across ridges. There is a wood of beautiful fruit under the prow of thy little skiff. A wood with blossoms and fruit, on which is the vine's veritable fragrance. A wood without decay, without defect, on which are leaves of golden hue. We are from the beginning of creation, without old age, without consummation of earth. Hence we expect not that there should be frailty. The sin has not come to us. An evil day when the serpent went to the father to his city. She has perverted the times in this world, so that there came decay which was not original. By greed and lust he has slain us, through which he has ruined his noble race. The withered body has gone to the fold of torment, and everlasting abode of torture. It is a law of pride in this world to believe in the creatures, to forget God. Overthrow by diseases and old age, destruction of the soul through deception. A noble salvation will come from the King who has created us. A white law will come over the seas. Besides being God, he will be man. This shape, he on whom thou lookest, will come to thy parts. 'Tis mine to journey to her house, to the woman in Lean Mag. For it is Moninon, the son of Lear, from the chariot in the shape of a man, of his progeny will be a very short while a fair man in a body of white clay. Monan, the descendant of Lear, will be a vigorous bedfellow to Cantagarn. He shall be called to his son in the beautiful world. Fiachna will acknowledge him as his son. He will delight the company of every fairy knoll. He will be the darling of every goodly land. He will make known secrets, a course of wisdom in the world, without being feared. He will be in the shape of every beast, both on the azure sea and on land. He will be a dragon before the hosts at the onset. He will be a wolf of every great forest. He will be a stag with horns of silver in the land where chariots are driven. He will be a speckled salmon in a full pool. He will be a seal. He will be a fair white swan. He will be throughout long ages, 100 years in fair kingship. He will cut down battalions, a lasting grave. He will redden fields, a wheel around the track. It will be about kings with a champion, that he will be known as a valiant hero. Into the strongholds of a land on a height I shall send an appointed end from Isla. High shall I place him with princes. He will be overcome by a son of error. Manannán, the son of Lir, will be his father, his tutor. His time will be short, 50 years in this world. A dragon stone from the sea will kill him in the fight at Senyabar. He will ask a drink from Loch Lo while he looks at the streams of blood. The white host will take him under a wheel of clouds to the gathering where there is no sorrow. Steadily then let Bran row, not far to the land of women. Evna, with many hues of hospitality, thou wilt reach before the setting of the sun. Thereupon Bran went from him, and he saw an island. He rode round about it, and a large host was gaping and laughing. They were all looking at Bran and his people, but would not stay to converse with them. They continued to give forth gusts of laughter at them. Bran sent one of his people on the island. He ranged himself with the others, and was gaping at them like the other men on the island. He kept rowing round about the island. Whenever his man came past Bran, his comrades would address him, but he would not converse with them, but would only look at them and gape at them. The name of this island is the Island of Joy. Thereupon they left him there. It was not long thereafter when they reached the land of women. They saw the leader of the women at the port. Said the chief of the women, "Come hither on land, O Bran, son of Febail. Welcome is thy advent." Bran did not venture to go on shore. The woman threw a ball of thread to Bran straight over his face. Bran put his hand on the ball, which clave to his palm. The thread of the ball was in the woman's hand, and she pulled the coracle towards the port. Thereupon they went into a large house, in which was a bed for every couple, even thrice 9 beds. The food that was put on every dish vanished not from them. It seemed a year to them that they were there. It chanced to be many years. No savor was wanting to them. Homesickness seized one of them, even Nechtan, the son of Colbran. His kindred kept praying Bran that he should go to Ireland with him. The woman said to them their going would make them rue. However, they went, and the woman said that none of them should touch the land, and that they should visit and take with them the man whom they had left in the Island of Joy. Then they went until they arrived at a gathering at Bran. The men asked of them who it was that came over the sea. Said Bran, "I am Bran, the son of Febail," he said. However, the other saith, "We do not know such a one, though the voyage of Bran is in our ancient stories." The man leaps from them out of the coracle. As soon as he touched the earth of Ireland, forthwith he was a heap of ashes, as though he had been in the earth for many 100 years. 'Twas then that Bran sang this quatrain. For Colbran's son, great was the folly to lift his hand against age, without anyone casting a wave of pure water over Nechtan, Colbran's son. Thereupon, to the people of the gathering, Bran told all his wanderings from the beginning until that time, and he wrote these quatrains in Aum, and then bade them farewell, and from that hour his wanderings are not known. That's the end of the Voyage of Bran, son of Febail.